up, you guys? So I'm going to show you guys how to do this very easy, sweepy kind of noise. Usually I would use like a bunch of risers and white noise, like presets in Silent or something like that, or even samples or reverse crashes to get these kind of sweeped up sounds. But I found another way that I used to do this a long time ago, and I kind of just found a plugin that I like to use for this kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you this sound again. So you see this automation here. This is how, if you look at this while listening to it, you'll be able to hear it come in with this. So let's play that again. So you can hear it just kind of... It's that noisy thing. So the way I'm accomplishing this is with a 8-bit shaper. This is made by Xfer. So this is a free plugin, by the way. So if you don't have this, go to xfer.com and maybe Google search Xfer freeware. So you'll be able to download this plugin and several other plugins that are really useful. So let me think. So Xfer, you spell that XF. Oh, it's actually right here. So you go right here, xferrecords.com, and they also have good plugins or great plugins like the Dimension Expander from Massive. You can get that in plugin form, so you can throw that on like groups and some MIDI stuff. The DJM filter, which I'm actually using right here. This is an emulation of the DJM 800 by Pioneer Filters. So this is a really cool filter to use, and these plugins are great. So what I'm doing with this, first thing I did was I brought down the pre and post gain a bit, because I don't want this to start to get louder with the effect as it, I go more into the wetness of it. So the way I get that sweepy sound is I just kind of shape the sound here, just like draw. You could just use your mouse and draw all the stuff in. And then I applied a low pass and a high pass filter, so you can kind of see where I put those knobs at. I put this one around 3 o'clock and this one kind of around, I guess, 11 or 10 o'clock. So kind of what I would do with filters, before I get to this part of the chain. And then I just have the dry wet knob here, and this is what I'm automating upwards. So if we click over here, you can see the higher I go, the more wet it becomes, and essentially that's how much more of the signal becomes involved in the effect. So it's very easy. You can see that all I just did was just bing bang boom, quickly automated this lane. And if you don't know how to use automation in Ableton, it's the easiest DAW for automation things. I would just click on this knob and it would show me this automation right here. And if I clicked on post gain, just clicking on it, it shows me the automation gain right here. So then if you press Command B or Control B if you're on PC, then you can draw in some automation. And again, if I click on this one again, it shows me that lane again. So it's really easy to use automation with Ableton, and this is definitely an effect that requires automation. Automation just helps you become more detailed and kind of more precise. And you probably noticed I use the curve, because in Ableton 9 now we can use curved automation. So to do that, you just click on automation lane and hold down Option, and then you see this little like curved line behind or next to the mouse thing, and you can just drag it up and down now. So it probably looks something like this before, and I just brought it down because I feel like this is a nicer curve. It's more it kind of just eases into it a little easier than this harsh straight linear line that it would have been like something like that, I suppose. This kind of comes in slower and it's nicer. And additionally, what I did to this was I have a reverb following it, so I used just a stock reverb. Just applied a little bit of low cut and high cut, 700 hertz to like 5K, kind of gain the mids really. I guess I should push a little bit away from the mids and maybe into the highs. Yeah, that'd be nicer. And I just have like 18% of dry wet, so only 18% of reverb really, and a long decay time, or kind of long decay time of 2.41 seconds. And that's really all I did here. I didn't even change reflect or diffuse. Usually I like to cut the diffuse lower with this particular reverb, but you know, it's fine. Oh, and I brought the pre-delay down, so that way when we get to the end of the effect and it goes back to the dry part where the plugin no longer is, hold on, let's find it again. So once it goes back to being completely dry, so that means that you're not hearing this at all, then you can still hear the reverb, which is a really nice sound. So we can hear the nice wash away. Without the reverb, it's just much harsher. And if you don't like using this particular plugin, you can use some 8-bit plugins or some bit shapers, or let's see, some Erosion. Erosion's a really good plugin for this, actually. So Erosion is like a Ableton plugin as well, so I think you can pretty much do something very similar with Erosion, or maybe a distortion plugin that really you can crunch up a sound. And you can use all sorts of plugins to get these sweeps, and that's really the home of making a sweep sound. It's kind of just automating a dry wet level and just applying way too much distortion in a way. So that's really it. Really easy. It's kind of something I like to do on these kind of tracks that are kind of more about a groove and such. And let's see. And of course, you probably noticed I threw this on my group here, so it's not on just one, silent track or whatever. It's on a group that's several silent things going on and other VSTs. And it's kind of nice to do it on a group like that because, you know, it saves me the time of having to do it on each one. And I'm affecting a big part of the track at that moment with just one plugin. So that's pretty much it, you guys. Yeah, again, this is kind of showing you how to make these kind of things, but also I encourage you guys to really experiment with other effects and, you know, kind of come up with your own stuff. So again, this plugin is free. Go find it on xferrecords.com, maybe /freeware or xfer /freeware. And this is available for Mac or PC, and that's a good place to just find a lot of cool freeware. So thanks guys for watching, and lates.